I'm simply saying, why don't they just eat the flesh?
Heidi ho, neighbors. Rado Goji here.
I'm Soylent Greg.
And welcome to Squeeze the World podcast video thing.
Welcome to your Squeeze the World gaming podcast for the week.
Sometimes not gaming, but mostly gaming.
Mostly gaming, or sometimes tangential things.
Today's Thursday, December 6th. This should be going up on Saturday the 8th.
Woo!
And while we do have one major topic we're going to be talking about.
A lot to talk about.
In addition to our news thing. What have you been playing, Greg? I know it's been a couple
What have I
weeks.
been playing this week? Well, not a whole heck of a lot. I traveled this previous weekend, so I was away from gaming for a bit. I have been playing quite a bit of Cuphead with my son. I'm on the third world in Cuphead, and I'm currently bashing my head against the goddamn honeybee woman. We have to constantly be going upward. That sucks.
Did you ever get another controller?
No, I got a, USB-C adapter for the MacBook.
Oh, okay.
But the Logitech that I have, the Logitech controller that I have, doesn't work with the adapter for some reason.
Oh,
so I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong with that. I might unplug, because I think you can do the same Bluetooth thing with the PS4 controller too, so I might try with that. But
I know that the controllers I got for the Switch will work with Bluetooth and stuff, and they're good controllers. So,
what have you been playing this week, Patrick?
A lot of Final Fantasy 14. I got back into that for really reals.
Reals. Hey, I saw somewhere around here you had like a list of notes.
Oh yeah, I put that
over
there. That was my my notes for basically progression whenever I play. All the stuff I want to get done and whatnot.
Nice.
But I've also been here and there. I've been playing Half-Life 2, the best version on the PS3.
Oh, the PS3 version of Half-Life 2, which is excellent.
It's absolutely great. And I've also gotten... I'm playing Duke Nukem on the Vita.
Okay.
It is technically the same game that we were playing on the PS3, although I'm hoping it doesn't crash this time.
The Vita is not a dead console in this house.
Nope.
It's certainly not.
Neither is the 3DS, Switch fanboys.
Oh.
But the Switch is here too, so everyone gets along.
Yes, and by the time this is out,
Smash Brothers
will be out. I actually just got a phone call from GameStop because I have it on reserve for Christmas.
I'm going to be downloading that because I get paid tomorrow.
Where they're like, very nice. They're like, you can come to the midnight release. And I'm like, I'm not going to the midnight release. First of all, fuck midnight releases. Second of all, it's a gift for my son, and why would I do a midnight release for a game I'm not going to get to play until Christmas? It's like, yay! I can't wait to go home and put this in a box in the closet.
You could open it up, put it back in the little cup. He doesn't care.
I've thought about it.
He doesn't care if the shrink wrap is on there.
Daddy, how have you unlocked all this stuff? Santa Claus must have unlocked it, son. Santa and his elves were playing Smash Brothers. No,
But I'm looking forward to playing that. So
very good. So before we get to the main topic of the week, which is of course Fallout 76, and oh god, the wonderful evolving saga of Fallout 76. Let's get to the news roundup for this week. So first of all, reeling from sales that are less than half of its predecessor, noted shooter and Greg's personal pick for Poison in this year's Pony or Poison for Holiday 2018, Battlefield V or 5, whatever, is now available for 50% off just a few weeks after launch. If you've owned one of DICE's previous multiplayer shooters, you can take advantage of this special deal. But considering Eurogamer called it the glitchiest, most technically troubled DICE's sandbox multiplayer has been in a decade, should you even bother?
And also, do note that all those nasty microtransactions they weren't going to put in that game, they put them in that game. Or was that Black Ops 4?
That was Black Ops. I was actually going to mention that.
That was Black Ops 4. Okay.
So yeah, Battlefield 5.
So Battlefield 5 probably just has the microtransactions built in already.
And it has the really scummy, or it had the really scummy thing where you could pay more to get early access to it. So I'm pretty happy. I wish I had picked Fallout 75 as my poison, but I'm pretty happy with Battlefield 5 because it's kind of bombed, and I think there's a few reasons for that. First of all, I think that the scummy way that it's been handled with regards to the staggered launch and the microtransactions is shit. as I think I mentioned in a previous podcast, when, you know, it's a week from launch and you know how the microtransactions are going to work, but you don't know what all the game modes are going to be in the game. You know somebody has fucked up somewhere. I know the game had some controversy with regards to the advertising and some of the single-player content showing... Like, the trailer came out for the game, and it showed, like, a lady soldier with, like, one arm, like, with, the hook arm thing, like, gunning down Nazis, and people were, like, weirded out. And I think that like, contingent of, like, sort of anti-PC gamers or whatever is going to frame this as a big win for them. I don't think that's necessarily the case. I mean, it certainly didn't help, and the main developer guy being all like, well, if you don't like it, don't buy the game, is certainly the most, like, poisonous fucking thing that you can say. Nobody in history has ever gotten on their high horse and said, well, if you don't like it, don't buy it, and karma has not immediately just blown up in their fucking face. That has never happened.
Because you know what everyone else says? Okay!
Okay! But I think that all of that, like, controversy shit was confined to the single-player portion of the game, and nobody fucking plays Battlefield for the single-player portion. The single-player portion of the game is apparently less than 2 hours long this time around.
Really?
I think the biggest thing...
There's no point then anymore.
I think the biggest thing was, Red Dead Redemption came out and crushed everybody. Although Battlefield has definitely opened against strong competition before, and it got beaten out by Black Ops. Black Ops came out first. While it has been scummy now, you have to remember that at launch, it had no microtransactions or loot boxes, and that was a major feature. And it had a zeitgeist, you know, battle royale mode. So I think Call of Duty, the biggest thing is probably that Call of Duty ate their fucking lunch this year. The controversy with expanding diversity at the expense of historical accuracy is a footnote, and it's something funny to laugh at. But I doubt it had as much to do with it as just the fact that it came out at a bad time and wasn't a very good game.
I don't.
Sorry, I went off on a rant there.
No, that's fine. I don't buy Battlefield, so I don't give a shit either way.
I haven't bought a Battlefield since Bad Company 2.
I haven't.
Bad Company 2 was pretty fun.
The last Battlefield game I played was Battlefield 1942.
Wow. Wait, was it 42 or 43?
42.
Oh man, I kept my 360 for the longest time just to play 43. It was so much fun, retro.
I was going to get 43, and then I realized it was only online, and I couldn't like play with my brother against bots like we used to do. So I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do that.
Well, now you know that's your only option when it comes to those shooters.
But Call of Duty, like the only one I played was Black Ops 1, and I played that a few times with my brother, and
it's been a while since I've played a Call of Duty game. I think probably Modern Warfare 2, honestly, was where I just kind of lost interest in the series. Sorry.
I don't play online multiplayer-based shooters as a general rule anyway.
I'm really bad at them. I like Battle Royale games well enough, but because I can hide, but I'm not that great at shooting and looting.
Yeah.
So, next up, The King is Dead! I didn't tell you about this one in advance. The King is Dead! YouTube mega celebrity PewDiePie is undoubtedly the best-known personality on the streaming service, with over 72 million subscribers. But over the last few weeks, a new challenger has steadily been creeping towards overtaking PewDiePie's #1 spot. T-Series, the YouTube account for an Indian music company that shows trailers and clips for Bollywood films, along with music videos. In response, the internet has gone nuts. Major YouTube celebs have practically begged their watchers to subscribe to Pewds, including people I know like Markiplier and guitar god Rob Scallon, while fans have hacked printers nationwide to display PewDiePie advertisements, and even played his T-Series-focused diss track, Bitch Lasagna, no, I am not making that name up, in clubs. However, despite everything, T-Series overtook PewDiePie this week, knocking the Scandinavian lad off his throne. Here at Squeeze the World Gaming, we have a troubled relationship with PewDiePie.
We don't have one with PewDiePie at all.
But we have to admit, it feels a little bad to have the new king of YouTube be a soulless corporation. Thoughts?
I think that the whole Bollywood thing is sounds a lot more entertaining than PewDiePie, to be honest. I'd watch that shit.
It's the John Henry of 2018. PewDiePie, he's a steel-driving, clickbaiting man. Which is exactly the sort of John Henry story we deserve in 2018. I heard about all of this through Markiplier, actually, who shilled for this. More, I think, because of what PewDiePie represents than who he is. In that, it does kind of suck that formerly the biggest, person with the most clout on YouTube was not a company or a corporate PR firm. It was a guy. And one thing you can say a lot of things about PewDiePie, but one thing that you can't say is that he's soulless. And now, he's sort of been knocked off his perch by a Bollywood YouTube thing, which is pretty funny, but it's also kind of sad. I don't know if it really marks like a huge sea change in the way YouTube is going to do things. I don't know. But
is it bad that when you said that that PewDiePie got knocked off his throne, I was thinking that he was like losing subscribers, a whole bunch of stuff, and like that, and it was going to like leave some sort of power vacuum for all these other Let's Players and whatnot to try to become number one.
Well,
and like there would be like like Greg and I would go like on an adventure.
Our day has come.
The underdogs who just kind of sneak up under everybody and take all the subscribers.
Bitch Lasagna 2 coming exclusively on Squeeze the World
production.
No, I actually, after reading about all this, I went and watched. That was the first time I'd watched a PewDiePie video in a long time. Was watching the Bitch Lasagna video, and it was pretty shitty. Like I said, I can't say I like the guy, but it does kind of suck.
That does explain why one time I was flipping through my my subscriptions, because I'm not subscribed to PewDiePie, but I am subscribed to Markiplier, and there was a video that he put up that said,
"I'm not going to shut up until
you subscribe to PewDiePie."
Yeah, that was a Twitch stream that he did to convince people to subscribe.
I didn't click on it. I thought it was a joke of some kind. I'm like, this is just one of his joke videos. I'm gonna.
No, it was to keep people. That's where I heard of it. To keep people from, to keep PewDiePie from losing the number one spot to T-Series.
Oh well.
Whatever. So anyway. That's all we have to say about that. While the Game Awards are happening right now, as I say this, really they are. They started. Actually, you know what? They start an hour in 45 minutes from now. My apologies. While the Game Awards are happening 45 minutes from now, as I say this, one of the biggest surprises of the ceremony has already leaked onto the internet. According to Push Square, Epic Games will debut a new mode for the mega popular battle royale shooter Fortnite's 7th season, a creative mode. Similar to the mode of the same name in Minecraft, Creative will allow players to fully explore a standard map and build whatever they want with an unlimited supply of materials. Players will then be able to upload their maps, along with setting custom game modes like Deathmatch and King of the Hill. Patrick, will this be enough to get you to play Fortnite?
No.
You don't want to build giant penis towers all over the Fortnite map? Because that's the first thing I thought of when I saw this.
If I want to build giant penis towers, I'll do that in Dragon Quest Builders, thank you very much.
Well, now, it's a little bit late is the thing, because now I can't build my map that just has a giant, wall of bricks that spells out across the whole island, subscribe to PewDiePie. It's too late now. Fucking Fortnite ruined everything. You ruined YouTube, Fortnite.
I think the thing that I'm taking that I took away from this, there's one of their writers or something like that was put up like a soapbox article about how he's sick of seeing all the hype and like how they keep saying like, oh, we're gonna debut a special Fortnite thing during this Game Awards, or Nintendo's gonna have an announcement, stuff like that. And just kind of keep that stuff under wraps and let it be a surprise, I think, for the show. But I mean, when you announce that you're going to have something like that, I think that's just kind of begging for people to go out and try to find out what it is and leak it.
Oh yeah, no, of course.
And I think that's what happened here, because Push Square was just they were just reporting on the fact that the thing was leaked.
Yeah, I believe it was a YouTuber who broke the embargo.
He broke the embargo and just put up the whole thing, obviously for clicks and views. Unlike what we do here.
Yes.
I don't care about Fortnite. I don't care about the Game Awards.
I I don't care about video games. Why do we even have a video game podcast? All we talk about is Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri on this podcast. Our favorite strategies, our favorite factions. You heard it here first. This channel is now all smack all the time. That's SMAC, Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri. Central. Smack.
Don't leave. The drones need you. They look up to you.
God, that game had such good writing. Speaking of battle royales and creativity, I have a surprise announcement. This one literally came in just under the wire. Today, literally like 2 hours ago, Valve announced a massive 1-2 punch regarding one of the most popular games on Earth, Counter-Strike Global Offensive. 1. The game is now free to play.
Okay.
2. There's a battle royale mode. And it's available now.
Oh, Lord.
Called Counter-Strike Danger Zone. Danger Zone! I know, the jokes write themselves. The new mode parachutes 18 players into an expanded version of the game's Black Site map, allowing players to duke it out using Counter-Strike's unique bullet mechanics, as well as all the classic guns, flashbangs, and other things we've come to know and love from the world's most idiosyncratic shooter. As of press time, over 100,000 people were watching Twitch streamer Shroud try out the Battle Royale mode, and full disclosure, I was one of them. It looks cool, and I'm interested in trying it out. No, I think it's really... I watched a little bit of it. It seems very different from a lot of Battle Royales. The big limiter, I think, is the fact that it only has 18 people, but it's not as large of a map. Instead of, generic shotgun, generic rifle, all the Counter-Strike weaponry is strewn about. You can pick up money and have crates dropped in that have Counter-Strike items in them. And, of course, it has the classic, very, extremely tight and focused and other synonyms for tight and focused shooting with the very quick deaths and the blah blam and all that shit. If you've played Counter-Strike, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. If you've played CSGO, you know what I'm talking about. And it looks interesting. I might fucking play it when I go home. Who knows? I have CSGO on my computer. Apparently now I'm a Prime member because CSGO is free, but you can pay $15 to become a Prime member, and Prime members all play with each other. It's like a paid upgrade for the thing.
So you're still paying for it?
Well, no, but you can play it for free.
I mean, you're still paying for it.
No, I got the upgrade for free because I already own Counter-Strike Go. Oh. So if you already own Counter-Strike Go...
So you already paid for it. Oh,
there.
Well, that was nice of them.
Then, there you go.
It's a whole lot better than what they're doing with Artifact, let me tell you.
Yeah. And no matter what, CSGO going free-to-play will definitely bring a whole lot of new players into it. Not a whole lot of terrible players, probably, but we'll see.
Rush B.
So I'm definitely interested in it.
Sukabliet.
And lastly, this was a story Patrick sent me today, and it was just so weird I had to mention it. There are 2 new consoles on the market today, courtesy of rapper Soulja Boy. Full disclosure, the only thing I know about Soulja Boy is that video of him with his friends playing Braid, where he's like making the guy jump. He's like, look at this shit. This shit's so great. And he makes the little guy jump off the thing. And he's like, whoa! And he like warps it back. And apparently that video, for some reason, really pissed Jonathan Blow off. So Soulja Boy, you're cool with me.
Do you not like Jonathan Blow?
He's a douche. The 2 consoles, a handheld and the normal kind you hook to your TV, come with Linux pre-installed and a suite of software emulators for pretty much every console generation up to and including the PS1. That's right. They're the exact same cheap emulation boxes you add your own ROMs to that have been floating around since the Raspberry Pi. Only these are sold with a $50 to $100 markup. Perhaps I shouldn't be too harsh, though, because they do come preloaded with the mysterious Soulja game. Soulja game. Can we get that in a spooky skeleton voice to flash through?
I don't know.
All in caps, by the way. At press time, neither Greg nor Patrick had played Soulja game.
I don't think anyone has.
I, for one, am hoping it's a creepypasta classic on par with that weird Kanye West RPG Maker game. Patrick, how angry do you think Jonathan Blow is about all this?
I don't think he cares.
So, yeah. Yeah, are you going to buy the Soulja Boy console?
No.
The Soulja Boy 64?
No.
Are you going to crank that Soulja Boy?
No, I'm not.
I think that's what it is.
Isn't it basically just like a dingu? And that's
pretty much what it is. It's their Chinese boxes. You can order them on Amazon. They're basically blank boxes with like a Linux kernel in them that do nothing but run emulators. Yeah, it's like that. It's basically like that old dingu that I used to have, the little tiny one that played NES games.
Because I think the
nice console, by the way.
The Soulja Boy ones, I think, are actually also preloaded with a bunch of ROMs, which is very illegal.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Must have overlooked that part of the story.
And the thing is, like, there's a bunch of like it's showing like a bunch of like tweets in the article from people like saying like how he's a African American businessman now, and look, he's making money and stuff like that. And that's, I mean, he's been making money. He's a rapper, but
his business practices are still less scummy than Bethesda's.
That's true. And
Soulja Boy loot crates. I'm all for I really want to play all caps Soulja Boy. Soulja game. I want to know what that is. I hope it's something good. I really do.
The funniest thing is, like, amongst all these tweets, one of them is from Dan Nerdcubed, who's like, I don't know what's going on, but I feel like I want one of these.
I want somebody to buy one and put Soulja game. Like, whatever console it's for. I'm assuming it's works on some sort of emulator. Maybe it's like one of those, it's probably one of those, like, NES ROM hacks that put Sonic the Hedgehog on NES, except it's playing like MIDI versions of Soulja Boy songs in the background.
I think what it may be, maybe like just like it's like Super Mario Brothers, except they like hacked the sprites to look like Soulja Boy.
It's a total conversion of Final Fantasy VI.
It would be 7 though, PlayStation 1 generation.
Yes. Oh yes, yes, Soulja Boy Final Fantasy VII Soulja Boy edition. Soulja Roth. So go out and buy the Soulja Boy console, or don't. We don't get any money if you buy it, but if you come across a copy of Soulja Game, like if you go to a thrift store and there's an ancient game console with it written on it in black Sharpie, and you go home and you see photorealistic skeletons of your family, and then Soulja Boy is in the room with you.
Let us know how that is.
It's not our fault.
Let us know how that is.
Let it know. Comment below if that happens to you. Please comment below. Please like, comment, and subscribe before Ghost Soulja Boy eats your face
and your family,
and makes you kill your family. Remember, we are not your family. We may be your online family, but you don't kill your online family. No. You only kill your real life family when Bendy Man tells you to.
Don't kill anyone's family.
Please. This video has been banned by YouTube. Don't kill your family. Don't kill your family.
It was a joke. It was a joke, YouTube boys. Leave us alone. Okay.
And that's the news roundup for this week. Oh, Star Citizen not out.
Oh, that's too bad. But now it's time for our feature presentation.
The more you know.
Today we're going to be...
we're just going to be having kind of a roundtable discussion of Fallout 76.
Oh, yeah. The Fallout 76 fiasco.
The Fallout.
A.K.A. why Rado Goji does not buy Bethesda products anymore.
Oh, man. Let me just say before we begin that I cannot remember. Maybe No Man's Sky was the last time that I have had close to this much fun with a game that I did not actually buy.
It is the gift that keeps on giving, let me tell you. It really is.
Every time I think this train, this crazy fucking Bethesda train, every time something comes by, I'm like, okay, that's the caboose. Okay, that's the caboose. Canvas bag.
More cabooses just
that's the caboose. Close data breach.
I mean, the game's sucking.
Rum.
The game sucking
is entirely tertiary.
It is. But like that's the thing that caused the wreck. And now all of these things are just more cars just adding themselves to the smoldering.
It's the California wildfire of video games. It just gets worse and worse. So let's talk about it. That was pretty fucked up. So yeah, Fallout 76.
What happened?
It was a buggy, broken, terrible mess during its open beta period, and it apparently launched more or less in exactly the same state as it was in the beta period.
They had two patches to it. 50 gigs between the two. One of them was 47 gigs.
Please download the entire game again.
It was more than the 47 gig one was more than the game.
Oh yeah, it was the game's 45.
And
right?
the patches did nothing. They did nothing. I think they may have like fixed a few things here and there, but overall, like bugs were still everywhere. The game ran piss poor.
Oh man,
they didn't do anything.
So I mean, the thing is, it's shit. It's Fallout without any of the things that makes Fallout good. I mean, there's no NPCs. There's a crummy Destiny-like drop-in, drop-out system that apparently crashes servers frequently.
Oh yeah, the game crashes all the time, and it doesn't autosave, so you'll lose like a lot of progress.
The game being shit is just the meat of the sandwich. The delicious toppings are how I have never seen a video game company just actively be like, we don't give a fuck.
Yep.
We got your money.
Yep.
We don't give a fuck. Like Bethesda has been. It started with the refund fiasco, obviously. Bethesda made the sort of cavalier decision that at least on PC, they would not be launching on Steam like they have with every other.
Yeah, they're doing their own proprietary
only
thing.
be launched their own proprietary Bethesda launcher. As a consequence of this, any refunds that you wanted, maybe because you purchased the game and then discovered that it was a buggy, broken piece of shit, had to be processed through the Bethesda launcher. Now, I don't know if you folks have ever returned a Steam game before, but Steam has they've got an alright return policy.
Mm-hmm.
If you bought the game less than 2 weeks ago, and you've played the game less than 2 hours, you can get a refund. People putting in requests for refunds were denied them from Bethesda. Mm-hmm. So that was thing one. Then thing two, I think, was probably the canvas bag fiasco.
So the canvas bag.
Please take it away, canvas bags.
Oh my! You could write a frickin' novel on the canvas bag shit.
Chekhov's canvas bag.
Okay, so here's what done happened. Folks who pre-ordered who decided to waste $200 on the physical collector's edition were meant to receive it in a nice canvas bag, shown in pictures as such, shown in advertising and everything.
We don't waste money on fancy special editions here at Squeeze the World Gaming.
The Slime Controller was not part of a special edition, and I did not waste my money on that.
Oh, I did not mean to imply that you wasted your money. This little guy's awesome.
Yeah, he is. I actually played the entire game with that.
Hey, look, I'm Jim Sterling.
Not the entire thing.
I just need to yell loudly while there's like 8 of these things around me.
It needs to be a boglin. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Boglins. Okay, so, anyway, they were advertised as canvas bags, shown in pictures as canvas bags. Canvas bags was the exact verbiage used. And, much to everyone's surprise, they did not receive canvas bags, but they received shitty, wrinkled nylon bags that I think had a pattern that looked like the canvas bag.
It was imitation canvas.
Now, from what I understand how the timeline goes here, the first person that was documented as having shown, I guess, their email back from Bethesda support about this said that the canvas bag was just a prototype that was shown in pictures, and they didn't plan on doing anything about it.
Yes, I actually saw that email and thought, that email's fake. That has to be a fake. Nobody actually said it, because it said, due to whatever it was like, restraints, product restraints or whatever, purchasing restraints, we were not able to create this. A nylon bag was substituted in its place, and then underneath it said, we're not going to do anything about this. Which, I read that, and I'm like, no, that's fake. Somebody just made that up to make Bethesda. But then Bethesda confirmed that was the response.
Part 2. Oh. It was afterwards, after this whole thing, after they told everybody, okay, yeah, you got nylon bags, you're stuck with them, pretty much. Then it was revealed that certain YouTubers, as well as other, what was the word they used? Influencers did receive canvas bags.
Not us, though. Why the fuck didn't we get a canvas bag?
Not that we were interested in the shitty game in the first place, but...
If you gave me a canvas bag, I would be like, Fallout 76 is great. I love wandering the wasteland with my friends.
I like it when my game crashes.
And when it crashes, that means I just get to go to bed early. No,
now
it's shit. I'm not going to play it either.
The canvas bags, from what I've seen, they weren't exactly like the ones that were coming with the collector's edition.
No, they were not.
But that pretty much confirms that the thing that they said about them not having the materials to make the ones for the consumers is absolute bullshit. Part 3, okay, fine. You can go ahead and we'll refund...
No, you forgot two things. To addendums to Part 2. Part B was that Bethesda replaced the "we're not going to do anything with this" with "send us proof of purchase of your thing, and we will give you 500 atoms."
Oh, right!
Now, I wish... It would honestly be better for them to just give them 500 literal atoms in a fucking envelope. Atoms are the game's in-game currency. The game's in-game currency. The only thing that has worked in this game is that every single week, new items of purchasable in-game currency are available. This week, for example, it's 2 reskinned assets from Fallout 4, a cowboy vest, and a really awful-looking spray that goes on your face and makes you look like a character from Deus Ex. Both of these, incidentally, cost more than the 500 atoms that you would be given for getting a fucking nylon basket.
Yeah, when I first saw the atoms thing...
more insulting than doing nothing, actually.
From what I understand, 500 atoms is like the equivalent of $5. Mm-hmm. A lot of...
it is.
A lot of, the skins that you could get for your character are the equivalent of $18.
Yes.
So what they're essentially giving you is nothing.
Bupkis. And the other thing was that somebody went on and found the canvas bags without the actual Fallout patches and things that they had given to the influencers on Alibaba, which is the big Chinese, online superstore. Mm-hmm. And the wholesale price for those canvas bags was just slightly over $5 a piece. So they pretty much, for the 500 atoms, they pretty much just could have given everyone canvas bags. I mean, they would have had to sew some Fallout 76 patches and maybe like a Pit-Boy on the back or whatever. But it makes a whole... Now, please, go on. Part 3.
Hold on.
Because if you're thinking...
Hang on.
If you're thinking... okay, this is funny, the canvas bag fiasco, but now it's over, right? It ain't fucking over. But go ahead.
Okay, I think one of the things that somebody said is that you could get like an in-game canvas bag for more than the atoms for more than the atoms that they were giving you.
And when we were going to do this podcast last week, when that was the most recent update,
that would have been the end of it.
That would have been the end of it, and my suggestion for Bethesda would have been to give everyone canvas bags, which they are doing eventually, and put cool shit in the canvas bags. Like whatever you've got sitting in your fucking warehouses from New Vegas and Skyrim, just shove that shit in there, and then give everybody in-game a digital canvas bag.
Yes.
As like remember when we fucked up the canvas bags? Here's a free canvas bag for your little digital man.
But aren't you glad we waited till this week?
Aren't you glad? Because the train kept rolling all night long. Train kept rolling all night long. Go ahead, part 3.
So part 3. So like Greg said, they are actually replacing the bags with canvas bags now. They said, just, sign up on this link here, and we'll send you your canvas bag. And, it turns out that people, I think it was like a glitch.
Yes.
And people are receiving not only, receipts or tickets from their cases, or digital receipts from their cases, but from other people's cases as well.
It's even worse than that. The first few people who posted about this on Reddit, I've gone back and looked at their posts, and it was people who were posting that they literally gained access to Bethesda's in-house ticketing system. So everyone who had an open ticket with Bethesda's customer service, their name, their address, the type of card they used, pretty much all the personal information that you provided to Bethesda, they had access to.
Mm-hmm. So
apparently their customer service was also coded using Gamebryo.
Oh God. So,
by the way, they're using Gamebryo for the next Elder Scrolls. They have not come out and said we're using a new engine for Elder Scrolls. They have said they're using Gamebryo.
I don't think that they're ever going to make a new engine.
We're not going to make it to. We're not going to make it to a new Elder Scrolls at this rate.
So not only you got your personal information out there, you got lied to, you got nothing in return except eventually you got the thing that you were supposed to get in the first place, and you got a shitty game on top of that.
It's amazing. It's if this was part of like a producer's-esque scam, it couldn't be better than this. Like, it's the amount of just utter contempt
I just want to see like Gene Wilder
that
and
Bethesda has for their audience. And I kind of get, I mean, I get it. You've sold people Skyrim like 6 times now. So your opinion of your customers is probably in the gutter.
At least Skyrim was a good game.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I mean, compared to Fallout 76, it certainly was. Hell, Fallout 4 was a great game compared to this. And I didn't even like Fallout 4 that much.
And just with the way that, I mean, I like to put it this way. I wasn't even interested in Fallout 76 back before we knew its shit. I wasn't interested in picking it up, and so I don't have the game. I feel ripped off because of all this shit.
I feel ripped off. Bethesda's time and effort went into this.
This is truly...
Well, their time. I can't guarantee their effort went into it.
This has truly shown me just how little they give a shit about the people who are giving them money. And as a result, I've decided to give them the EA treatment, and I am no longer buying any more Bethesda
I would second
stuff.
that. Don't give Bethesda any of your money.
I am not giving Bethesda any more money.
Until they prove that they have earned it.
That money that could have potentially gone to Elder Scrolls 6 can be spent in a better way.
Yeah, it's bad, folks. And it just goes to show on every level how transparent an attempt. This was the other thing I was going to talk about last week in the podcast, which has become even more relevant now, is that all of this sort of stems from a absolute desperation on Bethesda's part to get into the live services bandwagon. Because look at it from their perspective. Bethesda are kings of this sort of single-player game. Even when they try to add multiplayer like they did with Doom, it fails. The game takes off as a single-player game. All their big things that they own, that they have, Skyrim, Fallout, or stuff that they own, like Dishonored and Prey, are all single-player games. And they're watching as all of these other developers run right underneath of the money hose with their shirts off and their boxer shorts going, la, la, la. Activision and Blizzard and EA
Activision is Blizzard, Square Enix.
Drinking in the money hose. The money coming from
Ubisoft,
Loot Crates and Overwatch and Destiny and all of these fucking games. And Bethesda can't get into it. So what do? They take Todd Howard, the guy who made Skyrim, who makes single player video games.
He made Skyrim and Skyrim and Skyrim
and Skyrim again and Skyrim Special Edition. Let's not forget.
And Skyrim on the Switch.
And they tried to push that round peg into a square hole as hard as they could. They took their most sellable, probably their most beloved franchise, just in terms of how many of my friends I know who are crazy about Fallout, and basically they churned out all of the microtransaction shit and then just forgot to make a game. It's Fallout 4, but they just carved all of the shit that was Fallout 4 out of it.
Except for the assets.
Saying the game is an asset flip is not that far off base. It's basically a grinding simulator that was made out of the bones of Fallout 4.
This is what shitty developers are doing on Steam every day.
Exactly. This is like that level. This is something that if Bethesda didn't make it, that fucking Jim Sterling would be doing one of those videos where he mocks the shitty indie game. But it's
now he's doing videos where he mocks Bethesda.
And
so he still wins.
Oh yeah. I really worry that Bethesda's not going to be able to come back from this, honestly. It's not, because I that's something I wanted to talk about before this crisis for them sort of even deepened further, is that they really have a big problem with their more recent releases. Bethesda has really been coasting on inertia for a while. And not just when it comes to their game engines. They keep using, essentially, a prettified version of the same engine they've been using since Oblivion. But think about when Skyrim came out, like 10 years ago. What was the killer app with Skyrim? What was it that made people absolutely want to buy it? It wasn't swords or dragons, because lots of other games have that. It was the big open world. It was the fact that I know that's what attracted me to Skyrim. It's here you are, you're on this mountain, or you're in this town, and you look out, and there's mountains in the distance, and there's a swamp over there, and there's all this shit. It would take you an hour and a half to walk across, and you can go to all of it, and there's stuff to do in all of it, and you can play it for 100 fucking hours. And that's what was sort of the killer app with the secret sauce with Skyrim. The problem is, that is really fucking successful. That is the basis of AAA games now. Everybody's doing the copied
same
that
game
and iterated on it. Yes. All of these, in fact, it's making all of these games so much more similar.
Hold on.
Yeah, no problem. I'll just keep ranting. What Skyrim did, Assassin's Creed is now doing. Far Cry is now doing.
The Legend of Zelda.
The new Zelda, for Christ's sakes. Horizon Zero Dawn. Even stuff like Tomb Raider and Spider-Man are getting into it to a lesser degree. What made Bethesda special 10 years ago is now just sort of the basis of AAA video games. And these other developers have done it, not necessarily to say better than Bethesda did it with Skyrim, but certainly a lot prettier and a lot more stable and a lot more easier in terms of exploring and finding stuff to do. And The Witcher, of course.
Yeah.
Bethesda doesn't really have anything that differentiates themselves anymore other than their brands. Elder Scrolls and Fallout, essentially. They have the brands, they don't necessarily have the meat and potatoes of the game. And they just tanked the absolute shit out of the Fallout brand with this. So, I don't know how Bethesda's going to necessarily recover from this. I think it's definitely going to have a marked impact, and it's going to have a huge impact on their next game, because that's what typically happens with franchises in the video game industry. Like what we saw with Star Wars. The Last Jedi, not so good. But
it was okay.
Not so good. Fan reaction was a lot more mixed. Didn't really hurt its sales, but when the next one, when Solo came out, that one was as close to a bomb as it's possible for a Star Wars film to be. And that's sort of what happened with Alien Isolation after Alien Colonial Marines. And that's absolutely going to hit the next Bethesda game really hard. Especially if they have any kind of monetization in it at all.
And you know that they're going to.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Because that's how things are nowadays. It's the unfortunate reality we live in with video games.
Meanwhile, not to say that they're great or anything, but meanwhile, Red Dead Online launched and has changed the way that their online monetization is working because of fan feedback. And because of that, anything that you've purchased in their store with cash, they don't have the premium currency up yet, so it's you grind for cash in the game. Anything that you've purchased with cash, you get the difference back between what it cost when you bought it and what it costs now. And they're giving everybody 15 gold bars worth of premium currency when it launches, which I'm assuming is $15 worth of premium currency. This is for a free addition to a $60 single-player game, and it's far more than what Bethesda has given people for providing them what is essentially a broken pile of shit.
But at least we were entertained by this little story.
Oh my god, I've been entertained so much for paying $0. I fucking love it. For me, Fallout 76 is my game of the year that I haven't played.
I'm sure we're getting a lot more entertainment out of this than the people who bought the game are.
They're crying like an anime fan on prom night. So anyway, that was our discussion of Fallout 76. And if you take nothing else from our discussion of Fallout 76, please do not buy Fallout 76. Don't buy it now. Don't buy it in January when it's going to be $20.
Don't buy the collector's edition.
When it becomes, if and when it becomes free on PlayStation Plus, do not download it.
Do not.
Do not let the poison into your mind, into your home.
Don't let Bethesda know that this is something that you might want.
Don't let them win. Don't. Seriously.
Because they'll be under the false impression that this is what people actually want, and then they'll make more of this.
And no, it's not even that people want it, it's that they'll tolerate it.
Yeah.
If we show them that we tolerate this bullshit, it will just get worse and worse. And it will probably, let's be real, the video game industry will probably just continue to get worse and worse, no matter what we say or do.
I mean, why do you think we still have microtransactions? Because people keep buying microtransactions. And, yeah. Because they tolerate them.
Because they tolerate them. A better world of video gaming is possible. But not unless we vote with our wallets. All of us, not just us misanthropic motherfuckers on this orange couch here.
It's not possible.
You at home. Change is possible.
Too deep.
Change is possible.
It'll never happen.
If we stop buying microtransactions, they will stop marketing microtransactions.
Ruined forever.
If we all join hands and build the spirit bomb and give Hideo Kojima our energy, we will have Silent Hill 5 again.
No, we won't.
No, we won't. No,
Konami doesn't make games.
It's like the end of the... Video games are like the end of the Grinch Who Stole Christmas, but instead of his heart growing 3 sizes, he just sort of slides down the mountain and takes the huge piles of loot along with him.
He never gives the stuff back at the end.
That's pretty much it, yeah.
It's like it just gets halfway through the story and stops.
He turns into Todd Howard and goes, "Hey, I got all this money," and rides the fucking sleigh down the other side of Mount Crumpet. Welcome, Loot Box DLC.
So I think that's gonna do it for this week's podcast.
Absolutely.
I hope you enjoyed.
I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it
as much as we enjoy talking about this bullshit.
And we'll be back next week with more video game news, updates, outrage for your ear and eye lobe needs.
So until then, I've been Rado Goji,
and I'm Zolan Greg,
and we'll be here next time. Join us, won't you?